We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat, because we touching on facts, and plus we up in these hats. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-ball, cause no matter how far the stars we see all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knocking down shots. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The Cat Lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our 10 roofs like soldiers and train the planes, the Range Rover. I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. Say Tokyo, but you know we can drift, cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit, and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. It's Knicks Real Talk, and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Knicks shit, and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. Yo, good evening, good evening. What is good, everybody? Salute, ladies and gentlemen. Knicks Real Talk. It's the recap. The line, Shaw Powers. We in the building, man. Thought we were gonna be on vacation or hiatus, but obviously the news broke today, so we in here. We in here, man. So we in here. We're gonna talk about the Tom Thibodeau situation and anything else related to our Knicks. But first and foremost, let me bring my partner in the building, man, so we really can get this engine running. Shaw Powers, what's going on, my man?
Salute to you, Devon. Salute to the family in the chat. All I gotta say is, how do I say goodbye? Yo, let's get it. Let's talk about it, Devon. Let's get it.
Yo, salute to everybody in the building. Thank y'all for coming in tonight, man. Queen Darlene, how are you? What's good, sister? What's going on? Matt, Nick fan, let's go. Rasul, what's good? Darren, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Salute to everybody where you streaming in from. Thank y'all for getting in there with us tonight, man. On this news we just got out of here, out of Shams Arena today and everything. That's saying that the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen, have released Coach Tom Thibodeau of his coaching duties for the at the end of the year. Obviously, really, really interesting news. Didn't see it coming from that perspective, but it did happen. So we gotta get in here and talk about it, ladies and gentlemen, and we'll see all of the do's and don'ts and how people feel about the whole situation, because it was something out of the blues for this time of year. I didn't see it coming, believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen. But it did come, so we're gonna get in and talk about it. Shaw Powers, yeah, man, we got up a little later today, man. Heard the news. Tom Thibodeau is no longer coaching the New York Knicks, ladies and gentlemen. He has been relieved of his duties. Obviously, Knicks front office feel like they needed to go another way. I don't want to say shocking, but kind of shocking. I thought he'd be back this year. I thought that trip to the Eastern Conference Finals would get him another run. Knowing that he had 2 years left on a $30 million contract, I thought that, well, you do the Knicks one, just let him run it back. He got too far, give him another chance. But it didn't go that way. Shaw Powers must be some different things out there, because it didn't go that way. And they let him go. So obviously, Knicks looking to do something else, man. What you think about it the other day, man? I know it was some crazy news, but what you think about it overall?
Man, this is it's something to talk about. It's good for us as content creators and to come back on, because it was surely about to be a little hiatus, so now we'll be on here. Maybe by next week, we'll find out who the coach is really going to be, or the next couple of weeks, we'll come back on and do all this other stuff. But what I can say is, wow, today I'm at work, and I never really get, like, my phone really never blows up. Man, my phone started blowing up. Bloop, 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 bloop. I was like, what is going on? Come to find out, reading a couple of things, that Tom Thibodeau got fired. Then read Shams report. It was actually, damn, I always forget this guy thing, and I follow him so much. New York, anyway, his put the whole letter out, and at first I didn't see the end of the letter, but it sounded like they were going to move him to the front office. But now Tom Thibodeau that is it for Tom Thibodeau. How can I? That's how I feel. I mean, it is what it is, and let's see what happens from here, Devon. Wow, that's all I gotta say is, like, wow, this is the Knicks always surprise you with something that hits you. Gangsters move in silence. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, man. It was shocking because of like I said, I didn't think they would do it, but not shocking to the fan base and other people in Nick world too. A lot of people that wanted that because of whatever reason, whether they like the way he did things from a coach's perspective or whatever the case may be. But the Knicks front office feel like they had to move in another direction. And who's going to be out there, who they could bring in there, that remains to be seen. But like I said, I think I will talk to you in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, whoever the Knicks bring in here, whoever the Knicks bring in here, I don't care who it is, they better get us farther than Tom Thibodeau did. Whoever come in here, we was two wins away from going to the Eastern Conference Finals. So whoever they bring in here now, they got to get us further than him. Or then why did you even do it? So it's going to be interesting to see when it all unfolds, whether more of they just something they didn't like, certain people in the front office didn't like it. I heard it was from the noises out there that certain people wasn't feeling certain things. You know what I mean? And I guess they want to move on. And Leon Rose being a friend of Tom Thibodeau, you know, I think that's a hard conversation. But Tibbs might have knew the right was on the wall. I'm quite sure he heard it. You know, he's a part of that thing. He quite sure after this here, hey, you know what? They gave the man extension. He came here and did his job. He took it further than anybody other than 3 wins away from passing Jeff Van Gundy, all time. Got us to 4 out of 5 years in the playoffs.
They're divine.
And you know, and it counts for something. So, but you know what? Sometimes people just want to do something different. They want to try something different. They might have feel like this is the only way he can get left out of this team, or he didn't make the right mistakes, or blah blah blah, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, he's gone. Now what? What's next, Shaw?
Yeah, man. You know, I didn't see it coming. It is a surprise. Have I been hearing? I mean, I've been hearing since 5 years since Tom Thibodeau started after the first 3 games that he was going to get fired. So, like you said, Divine, he had a great run. And I want to give Tom Thibodeau the biggest of salutes as a coach, especially in the eras that I have watched, that has taken us from out of being the LOL Knicks, laugh out loud Knicks, to a perennial team right now. For the last 5 years, we have been to the finals. This year, we went to the Eastern Conference Finals and just missed the playoffs by 2 games. So I want to give big salutes to him. All the words I was talking about, his antiquated style and all that stuff, I can listen to all of that stuff now, because now you're right. Whatever it was that made the Knicks get rid of or release, I like that word better, release Tom Thibodeau from being the coach of the New York Knicks. It has to be something that's been said. And the writing must have been on the wall for a little while. So, hey, it is what it is right now. But I have to not sit here and talk bad about Tom Thibodeau right now, because without a Tom Thibodeau coach team, without a Tom Thibodeau putting those players out there, getting us ready for these games, we would not be in the predicament that we are in right now. And Tom Thibodeau has done a great thing for the New York Knicks. And thank you, Tom Thibodeau, for bringing us back to reality, bringing us back to relevance, and making us a Knicks team that you got to watch out when we come down the streets. Perennial is the word I'm going to use for Tom Thibodeau. Thank you.
Man, yeah, absolutely, man. He came here, ladies and gentlemen, and developed a culture with something we didn't have for years. You know, and he didn't do some good things. He got his coaching style didn't work for everybody. But compared to where we were when he got here, compared to where we left, which was everywhere he went. When he first got Chicago, he left that he built something there, and then when he left, Chicago went the other way. He went to Minnesota when my man Glenn Taylor was running that organization in the gutter. Tom Thibodeau went over there. Him and Rojas, all the guys, took them from being a baby call every town, Andrew Wiggins, Levine, and them, to being a playoff team. He came over to New York, where we was in purgatory for like 8 years. 17 year, when he got here the year before, 21-win team, 21 wins. Turned it around and got 41 and doubled it up in the next year and got us to the playoffs. So that was the start of his maturation in New York as a coach. Then obviously that year we had Riddle with injury. Then we got Kemba Walker and Evan Fournier and all that.
Yeah, that was the down year.
Yeah, now the down year, which he didn't want them players, but then they came to brought in Jalen Brunson in here. They brought in Jalen Brunson. Now he had somebody to go with Randall to try to be that 1-2 combination. New York, obviously a young RJ Barrett, and he made all them players better. They all went on and got bags. You know what I mean? My man RJ got a bag from the Knicks. Randall got a little bag from the Knicks. And he developed them all. But then after that, we went and got Jalen Brunson, and Jalen Brunson got it from there to here, and a lot of peaks of value along that way too. Shot Powers, first year, that year we got to the second round, 75 games left in the season. Julius Randle goes down. 5 games left, 6 games left in the season. Excuse me, I think it's 76
That's
games.
right. About 75, 76. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he goes down, man, and that kind of put a derailment on what we was trying to do. Had a tough out against Miami in that series. We lost to 6, but damn, they was playing. I can imagine if Julius Randle was healthy and was there. And Mitch, guys like that, man. Mitch had a tremendous series against Cleveland. And then he got us to the second round, but we bailed out there. And then the next year later, we bailed out to Indiana in the 6th game with no players. No players. I say no players. I mean that literally no players. Everybody was hurt in that series. Game 7, you got 6 players. So we bailed out against Indiana in the second round. But this year he came along. The front office picked up some more talent. Towns and all this, made some roster moves and gave him some ammunition to work with. Gave him the ammunition, and he locked and loaded and he took him to the Eastern Conference Finals. But obviously, through all them peaks and valleys, Mitchell Robinson for 3/4 of the year, Jalen Brunson, Herb Deuce-McBride on the stint for a minute, and everybody, with just one of them years where the injury bug was kind of running through us a little bit. But at the end of the day, he got to the Eastern Conference Finals. But to the Knicks organization, they must have felt that wasn't good enough. You hear me, Sha?
Yes.
Yeah, I was saying to the Knicks organization, that wasn't enough for them.
Oh, yeah. Obviously it just it's something that no one's seen coming. And we've seen a lot of this stuff from Leon Rose. Gangsters moving silence, man. And he probably, just squared it up with him, like, yo, listen, that's it. My man, give him a pound. You want to stay in the front office? Nah, okay, then can you keep the money? When we win, though, I want you to come back here to represent. I want you to know that when we do win, I want you to come represent. But you should all go in the front office. You want to be a VP or something. You don't want because you just was a coach. You don't want to stay. Then you look like you got the meat. Okay, honestly, you sure? I put you on. I put you right up here, VP, right next to me. You ain't got to do much. You sure? Okay, that's what I think. Could have kind of probably went down something like that. That's what I think. So he booted him, and now we gotta. This is like I said, great for me because I love talking about the Knicks and I love being on here with you, Devon. So more content to be created, and this is going to make the summer go so much faster for us because now we're going to be talking about Tom Thibodeau getting fired. Next thing is who's going to get hired. Then we're going to see about the trades. Then it's going to be summer league. And right in the summer league, then it's going to be a major trade right around August. Something major going to happen. And then we see what happened from there. Let's see what happened.
Yeah. Once a Nick ain't that's interesting. Once a Nick that you said that you put that out there. And I know you ain't out there. But look what the brother said. He said Towns and Minnie now, and in New York, Tibbs got fired with Towns and Minnie. Now Tibbs get fired with Towns in New York. Like Ashai Powell would say, I'm just saying. But you know what? Like I said, it had to be something, man. It had to be something. And whether it just it was time to let him go. He's been here 5 years. They might feel they want in the next 5 years they want to do something different. He's not guaranteed to be here forever. But I think they gave him an extension. Said, okay, we're going to give you an extension. Because think about it. If they even fired him, he still walk away with $20 million. But he had a 3-year, $30 million deal. So out of respect for him, they let him get his money.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's how I felt. I'll bring you back in if you want to. Oh no, you just want the money? All right, take it easy. Because they could have probably went and bought him out. And then we'll see what happens. how it really breaks down. If they talk to him about a buy, maybe it might have even been a buyout. Maybe who knows what it is? We're gonna find out in the next couple of weeks because everything, the shoes gonna start dropping. And once they start dropping, everything gonna start dropping. Now you're gonna know if they're gonna go. I got some things to say about it. Thinking about coaches and stuff like that. So I got some, though. My uncle put some in my head that stuck with me all day after I hit him up about Tiz leaving and stuff. So let's see what happened. Let's see what will happen. Let's see.
Okay. Yo, salute to the chat, man. Darren, what's good? Darren Rasul, banging USA Sports, what's good, my man? Appreciate you. APAP, all that good stuff. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming in tonight, man. We in here. Knicks Real Talk, Divine Shot Powers, Coach Tibbs got released today. You know, we just talking about that and anything else related to the Knicks. Let's fan, let's go. What's going on? Good to see you. Kareem, what's good? Kareem. D-La Holes, what's good? Umberto, what's good, my man? Salute to you. Paris, thank you for the super chat, my man. You know, we appreciate that. For real, help keep the lights on in the building, man. We appreciate you, Paris. But yeah, man, the next thing now is who you gonna bring in. That would be the next one. There's a lot of names out there. That's not a lot, but ones that I think can help. How would I say this, Shop Powell? Let me ask you a question. The coach the Knicks bring in now, do you think he got to get us to the finals?
Yeah. I mean, let me say this, man. Even as bad as Tom Thibodeau, some people don't like him and all this other stuff. Tom Thibodeau has got the New York Knicks relevant. When you go to play New York now, everybody wants to get up to play New York because New York is the hottest, no matter what it is. I joke about it every time. I joke about it, but sometimes in joke you see reality because it's the truth. When teams come to New York, they want to play their best. And I mean, he has got this team, and like you said, all these players has left here has blossomed in other places. A lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of them has left here and blossomed. Got good contracts and stable, all that stuff looking good. He made us perennial. He made us back relevant. He made us a threat again. Like you said, Divine, just before Tom Thibodeau got here, we won 21 games, 21, 22 games.
21.
Come on, we just won 51 games this year. That's 30 better than that last time that we've been that low. Even in our bad year, we were 37 wins. 5 games to being a 500 team and had a chance to get those 5 wins. But everybody started getting hurt again that year. Everybody was hurt. Well, even the backups were hurt. And we still squeaked out 37 wins. So with Kimba and all of it, and look where we came from with all of that turmoil and all that stuff. We thought we was about to fire Tom Thibodeau and fire Leon Rose and all that stuff. Look where we at now. So it is some names that's going to be out there. But like you said, Divine, how quick are they going to get with this team to get the corroborate, get their plan together, bring their coaching team in here, they staff, and get it implemented to the New York Knicks to get them out there to do what he needs them to do to try to win games. So it's great for me as a content creator because we're going to be able to talk about this the whole summer almost.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be interesting. Like I said, for me, ladies and gentlemen, the mission don't change, and I don't believe in a setback when you're this close. So I guarantee you, whoever they bring in here, ain't gonna be no coach who ain't got it done before. Like as much as I love Johnny Bryant, do you think Johnny Bryant coaching Knicks to get us to the finals? Then if you think Johnny Bryant to get us to the finals, then bring him on up in here. Bring him on up in here. I'm with it. But he got to get us to the finals though, because if he don't get us to the finals, people gonna be like, "I told you so."
He's worse than Tom Thibodeau. Yeah, we should have kept Tom Thibodeau.
Yep. The minute he start losing. But I still don't understand why they would do that now. If you're this close to a championship, you got to be talking about guys like Mike Malone, Jay Wright, like this. And as much as I love Johnny Bryant, he ain't never coached in the NBA or anywhere else for that matter. I know he's a good assistant. He's that next step up, but can he get us past the Eastern Conference Finals? Whoever coming here got to do that because we got a short timetable. This is a short timetable, ladies and gentlemen. Unless and we not no rebuild mode. We got $187 million worth of players over there. You know what I mean? We got $187 million worth of players, 86 point something, depending what the second apron is, how close we are to it. Who are you gonna bring in here? what name do you guys think in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, that you think that would get literally that would get us over there, and if he's available, because only so many available. You know what I mean? Not everybody available. If somebody leaving another organization that we don't know about, and Knicks know something we don't know, where some shooter drop like one of these mega coaches might leave that organization. I don't know. I'm just so. But other than that,
who's the mega coach? Who's the mega coach then, Devon? Because some of these coaches that everyone's screaming about and talk about, they were sitting home watching the Knicks play this year.
Mm-hmm.
It was 27 of a team sitting back. All these coaches, there was all these good coaches that was supremely good coaches. They was all watching the Knicks against Indiana this year. 27 other teams is watching the Knicks with all those coaches. We bringing one of them here to get his father with some of the teams that they had. Cleveland coach was home. Everybody thought Cleveland team was better than us. They were sent home way before we got there. I'm just saying some of these things. So who knows what it is? I'm gonna throw this out here, right? This is just some stupid stuff, man. I don't want to say stupid because my uncle told me this and it made me think about this. This is what I was talking about earlier. There's some coaches out there. Malone name is out there, right? Malone is a veteran coach, younger style of maybe Tom Thibodeau, and has a championship. You know what I mean? Freeze up. See, as soon as I start talking about it, it's already freezing up, Devon. I start talking about it, it's already freezing.
Yeah. I tell you, man. Hey, once a Nick, you ain't right. Jenkins. Can Jenkins get the Knicks in this roster? Once a Nick, because I thought about Jenkins. Obviously, before John Morant got into all that crazy stuff and acting all, he got them dudes down to the Western Conference Finals or close to it. I think I'm not mistaken. Malone, but you know how Brendan Malone's dad, his father, Brendan Malone, was a Knicks. He's a coach. Coach of the Knicks. Malone grew up in around the Knicks organization. Since he was a kid too. He's another one of them New York Knicks who goes through the family tree. When Rowley and Van Gundy were there, father coached on the Knicks for a long time, assistant coach. And then obviously his son went on to become a great coach over there in Denver. Well, obviously, so yeah, I can see that. I can see Malone coming here because he got, believe it or not, he got that style like Tom Thibodeau in a sense. You know what I mean? They all come from the same tree. That's what I'm saying. Like they all come from the same tree.
His style is more of an offensive base. You know what I mean? More of an offensive base, but still same grit, like you said about Tom Thibodeau. And this was the caveat that I was throwing out there. We're talking about making a trade. Malone come here. Maybe they might trade Cat for Joker.
Leon Rose ain't doing that. He had
everybody throwing out some hyperbole. Let me throw out that maybe they really thinking about getting Brian. They dropped they fired Tibbs. They know that Brian's about to go over here and have a interview with the Suns, last two men over there. In my opinion, if Brian ain't feeling like he's ready for this New York, this jersey is heavy. This jersey is heavy. So I hope can't hear none of that. You missed all of that, Divine?
No, we heard you.
Oh yeah, so he better be ready, like you said. He better be ready to get us to the finals. It's gonna be. I'm glad I don't have that decision because there's a couple of guys that's out there, like you said. The guy that had John Moran's team, he got fired for some other reasons other than coaching, I think. So he was a good coach. It looked like he was a good coach. He might be a little passionate. It don't make a difference who the coach is how the coach blends with the team. That's what's going to make the difference.
Yeah, man. It's just something that had to be done. They did it. Salute to him, give him flowers. But I heard the name out there what interested me was Sam Cassell. I heard
that too.
And the guys like Cassell, he paid his dues. And I think Sam Cassell can get us there because I just know his basketball acumen. I know what he done in his league, who he done coached over, he done coached with.
Yeah.
I don't want to say you under anybody. I just think you right next to him. But
I feel you. You're right.
Well, he had a Ty Lue right now in Boston with that coach over there. He's been around a lot of good coaches, man. So he's somebody who got it like that. You know, was available, but it's a lot of names. Like I said, I could think of, but a lot of them might not be there.
How you feel about Mark Jackson?
I have a problem with Mark. Mark been out the game for a while, though, ladies and gentlemen. You bring in another. I'm just talking about because Mark Jackson haven't coached in a long time. Not because he can't coach now. It's that he had when he was out since what 6-7 years now.
Yeah, he's been out for a while.
Wow. As a matter of fact, he was out since Steph Curry came in the league because he got fired from there like maybe in the Curry the third or fourth year. So does he still have it in him, or the players going to adapt to his philosophy, his mentality? Because you got to remember, this is first of all, he's a God-fearing man. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
God-fearing man, and this is a different NBA. You know what I mean, ladies and gentlemen. He would have to pretty much, I guess, be a little different than he was probably doing it. But at the same time, you sit on the sidelines, you learn a lot too for all the years he's been out of the game. So I don't have a problem with that. Whoever they bring in here, I don't care who they bring here. All I know is this here. Whoever they bring in here, they better get us to the finals. I will be disappointed. I don't care who they anybody you want to. They better get us to the finals. That's for real, for real. Because you ain't do all this to have somebody come in here and we wind up in the second seed or the third seed again. No. So I mean, because I think the expectation doesn't risen. You know what I mean? Now, how would y'all feel? How would anybody in the chat, or if y'all out there listening or in the chat, if the Knicks bring in a coach, when do you expect them to get us to? What do you guys think that this coach should do for us if we bring him in here, knowing that you got rid of Tom Thibodeau? That's interesting.
Divine, you said it the best, man. You know how it is. Everybody gonna be like, "Oh, we can bring this one in. We can bring this one in and bring this one in." And now we seventh. We seventh in the league. We got a 41 wins. We 6th, 7th in the division right now. We in the halfway play-in, halfway what you call it. And then they gonna tear him down to. You know what I mean? Let's hope that we can get somebody that can gel with this team. That's the major thing that the coach. All right, for me, the teams that Tom Thibodeau had under the Knicks, he coached those teams to the way they got in the series, how they got their wins during the season. And I mean, they played for Tom Thibodeau. At one time, we used to say this team would run through a wall for Tom Thibodeau. I'm pretty sure we said that at least once or twice on here. So this guy right here will run through the wall for Tom Thibodeau. So we have to get somebody in here that's going to have that same perspective, somebody that's going to bring that same energy, somebody that's going to make this team want to run through a wall for him. So, like you said, Devon, I'm 100% with you, man. And whoever this is, better get us to the finals. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I was always a Tom Thibodeau fan, but I respected Tom Thibodeau for what he did for this team. Being a New York Knicks, he also has became Coach of the Year under the New York Knicks. Gave us that status. New York Knicks, he did that. So they got to live up to the best coach I can remember in how many years, Divine? How many years? How many years? The mellow years? And that was even, it was okay. They went 1 year. I think they got knocked off by Indiana. You know what I mean? So come on. What we talking about, man? Let's see what happens. I'm happy that this happened because it gets us to talk more about the team now. So, and now if another major trade comes up now, there's going to be splash part the whole summer.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, man, make no mistake about it. Hey, Banging USA Sports, I'm with you, my man. I can't see nobody talking about bringing another coach. Listen, this championship a bust next year. You just took this team to the Eastern Conference Finals, 2 wins away from going to the finals. You got $186 million payroll. You got 2 superstars or merging, or whatever you want to give them that flower, you give them their flowers. You got a bona fide roster with maybe 1 or 2 tweaks in the starting line. I mean, not starting in the second unit. You might be a couple of players away in the bench from getting deep. So I'm like, listen, whoever come in here, You better bring your A game because you better get these. You got that means you got to get past Tom Thibodeau. You literally get past him.
Facts. That's what I'm expecting. I'm already expecting that. Right? We ain't got nobody named yet. I've already got you. You better win the 56 games this year. 56. I want 56 from this new coach. You better change up the second year. All that divine word is born.
Yeah, you got
all that divine.
You have to get them dudes past it because what was the use of firing them?
Facts.
You fire somebody who got you to the Eastern Conference Final, and I give you a lot of variables why they didn't get there. It wasn't only because his coaching they didn't get to the Eastern Conference Finals. It's because of the thing that went on and it's translated in the game as well. Players also. So whether missing shots, turnovers, whatever,
that was
everything. So all that played into maybe him getting fired too. So not only that, we got to make sure when we come back up in the joint next year, not only our coach better be ready. We got $186 million roster right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was on the brink of going to the finals. They would not have did that. They felt like they can get somebody to get us over the top. They might know who it is. They might already got the Knicks might got the thing already smacked out already.
Facts. That's with these guys. They know chess moves. They made this move. Yeah, divine.
That already. They're like, yo, we got. I think we got a commitment for this dude. So I'm gonna tell you no lie. Much as Tom Thibodeau, I love everything he do. Knicks don't owe him nothing. They don't owe him nothing. Because you know why? He signed the contract. He got paid for doing his job. He did his job. So and they rewarded him. Not only did they fire him, he get to walk away with $20 million. So that's his bonus pay. That's his bonus pay. So yeah, you know, and we needed some fresh blood. I have no problem with it. I have no problem with it whatsoever because we needed some new blood up in here. I'm gonna be 100. I'll keep it 100. Much as I like Tom Thibodeau and I give him the flowers, but we needed some new blood. We do. Because sometimes this is not like the old NBA where you can have a coach for 9 years. Only one right now doing it like that is Eric Spoelstra.
I thought he was going too. Didn't he? His name was up for the Knicks too. Did he leave Miami?
I don't know if Eric Spoelstra would want to come. Him and Pat.
I wouldn't want Spoelstra here anyway, but maybe I seen it somewhere. I sometimes I read stuff and I don't have my glasses on, so the names look a little jumbled. I get a little dyslexia.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't that. You know what? I can't. That'd be crazy. A coach of Miami coming to the Knicks. I don't even. We good. We good. Could have kept THIBS. They all come from the same cloth, ladies and gentlemen.
The same tree.
Anything in that Pat Riley tree.
Malone is in there.
Malone in there. Brendan Malone in there. THIBS in there. Spoelstra in there. All them dudes is like a protege where he Van Gundy. I mean, it go on and on, ladies and gentlemen. So them they and you know to all the coaches we named, and they hard, gritty, disciplined type coaches. Everyone I named just now. Think about it. Malone, hard. Spoelstra, hard. Tom Thibodeau, hard. I mean, they come from Pat Riley, hard. Van Gundy, hard. You know what I mean? It's like, so if you get one of them, they still keep that Nick formula in there. They're keeping the Nick formula in there. So let's see how it goes. Patrick Ewing, if he can get into the finals, if he can get into the finals, ladies and gentlemen, that's all that matters to me. You could bring in Tom Thibodeau's nephew. The only that ever get us to the finals. Championship of buck. You know, we bring it here, shot power. I don't care who you bring it here. They just got to get us to the finals.
Yeah, that's a fact.
That's a fact.
This is gonna be such an interesting, being a little upset that the Knicks is not in the finals right now. You know what I mean? And they got knocked out by Indiana. You know what I mean? I miss doing this, getting on every other day, 200 games. We did 200 something games just to be on here talking and stuff like that. And this little mix up right now with Tom Thibodeau getting fired, you know what I mean, is something, you know what I mean? You know, it's gonna drag on a little bit, probably into July or something like that. So it'll be you know what I mean, it'll be something to talk about. But I hate that Tom Thibodeau. I mean, I ain't gonna say I hate. Um, 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 it's disturbing that Tom Thibodeau got fired, but they felt that they needed to move, and maybe we need to get a little more nuance because Tom Thibodeau. Damn it, Tom Thibodeau's teams usually are defensive-minded teams. This team that we have right here is a more offensive style team. This team can get up and down and score the basketball. So maybe we need a coach that can coach like that. So I guess maybe that could be it. I'm just throwing some stuff out there. Tom Thibodeau, usually we got defense, but we wasn't the best defense like we usually are. Top 10, top 5. You know what I mean? We were top 5 offensively this year. So that, to me, that means that the team is a little bit more offensive minded. Maybe we need a more offensive coach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I sure will. Yeah, man. I do that, brother Beater. Yeah, man. But
I don't know what's going on my internet tonight.
you got fired like Tom Thibodeau.
As soon as I start talking about Malone and
Nah, we heard you though.
Oh, you did? Okay, all right, all
yeah,
right.
I just said your internet got fired like Tom Thibodeau.
Yo, like, oof.
But yeah, man, it's all good. I think I like Jenkins, like I said. I really like the way that cat get down, and I like that he coached some players with certain mentality, like John Morant and them. I think that whatever happened with that front office and him, but he's a damn good coach though. I think he got that type of, how would I say? I'm looking for the right word. The energy and the style to be a coach in New York. Like he got that tough mentality. That's what I mean. He got that toughness. I think he can coach in New York. You can coach in Memphis with all that crazy mess going on with John Morant and them. And I think he did a hell of a job there. I can see the Knicks going after him. I can. That mean they will? No, but I can see them doing it though. Yeah, I can see them doing it. But I just need somebody to get to the final shot, pal. Like it don't matter to me. It really don't. It really don't matter to me who the Knicks get. Because whoever the Knicks get, we're gonna be Knicks fans anyway. It don't matter who they bring in here. We're gonna be Knicks fans, and we're gonna root the team on and try to get to where they need to go. So by all means, whoever they bring, I'm gonna support the team. I'm gonna be rooting for the Knicks every day, all day. You know, we Knicks life is here. You know what I mean? So, we ride or die with our squad, man. And just hope they bring the right one in here. Whoever they bring in here, I just hope that it's a good one. But then we'll see. Then the other shoes might drop shot piles real quick. Do you think this team good enough with a new coach to get us to the finals with the same team we have?
It makes a difference who the coach is because you have the bond with your team. So if you get someone in here that can, get this team on board, yeah, I think we could go as justified. The team is hot. The offense is smoking. I mean, we got to pick up our defense a little bit, pick up a couple of extra players to bolster our bench. But New York is back on the map, baby. You know what I mean? You get here now, you get a couple of extra players with Cat and Brunson. You know what I mean? Even if they don't make no major trades, even if they keep Mikal and Cat, and somehow figure out how to work, do something like that. I think it might be another shooter drive. I think something big about to happen, man. But it is going. Yes, with Jalen Brunson and Cat for right now. Yeah, I think you could get with those two guys and fill in the gaps with the guys that we got here and fill in the bench. Of course, you got a good chance of going right back to the finals. Yes, you fill in your bench. You get you a couple of 2 or 3 players that can really bolster your bench. Yeah, I think they could get no matter who the coach is.
Okay. Hey man, you know me, ladies and gentlemen. For me, this is what's out there for me. I'm like this here, and I'm gonna keep it $1.50 with you. Mikal Bridges, this is me. This is what I'm kidding you not, and I'm a big fan of both of them. But if somebody tell me that the New York Knicks is send Mikal Bridges, who about to get an extension sooner or later, Mitchell Robinson, whoever, and a pick or 2 for Giannis, go get him. That's all I'm saying. Go get him. That's all I can say. Cat, Giannis, and Anunoby is crazy, and Jalen Brunson. Forget all that. Yo, listen to me. Big Cat got Giannis back there with Anunoby to play in between them. Not Mitchell Robinson and Josh Hart, not Mitchell Robinson and Mikal Bridges. We talking about Giannis and Anunoby.
How about this one, Divine? I like that one. I do. How about this one though? Giannis, Mitchell Robinson, and OG Anunoby with Brunson and Deuce McBride in the starting lineup.
Mitchell Robinson, yeah,
Giannis Mitchell Robinson, Mitchell Robinson, OG, Mitchell Robinson, OG, and Giannis.
Yeah,
your three guys in the backcourt with Deuce McBride that can help Brunson out with getting the ball. One of the things I noticed this year we didn't have too much was someone like DiVincenzo that can bring the ball up and score the basketball. Mm-hmm. Deuce can do that. I think those two guys in the backcourt could help. They might be short and standard stature, but Deuce plays very big. And then you got this big lineup in the back: Mitchell Robinson, Giannis, and OG. Those would be your three guys: your center, your power forward, and your small forward. OG would be your small forward. Yeah. And to get Giannis, you would give up Cat and Mikal. Mikal and maybe money. Is it too much?
Too much money. You can get Giannis and Cat just straight up.
Straight up in, because somehow I thought it was so maybe the deal included somebody else in that deal. Maybe was that the one that I seen that had Kuzma in it? Maybe that had Kuzma in the deal. Okay. Maybe that might have had Kuzma in the deal. Maybe that one had Kuzma. And I mean to put Kuzma in the bench. Maybe that's the one that had Kuzma. You know what I mean? But that's the deal that I see. Yeah.
Yeah. I tell you what I like about that starting lineup. Number one, Anunoby becomes a bona fide scoring option.
Right.
Exactly. He literally becomes a bona fide scorer. He don't have to cater to shot from Mikal and Josh Hart. Now he don't have to worry about where he gonna get shot from. I think that was the Knicks' problem is too. Sometimes you can have too much offense.
You do. There was too many.
Too much offense because now everybody need touches. Everybody need touches, and and with a guy like Jalen Brunson who's ball dominant, who else? Cat ball dominant at the time, So I like the Giannis thing because like this here, you cannot tell me Mitchell Robinson, Giannis Antetokounmpo, OG Anunoby, Deuce McBride is not the best starting five defense in the whole NBA.
Come on, let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it, Devon. I like that one. And I think that one with Mikal had Kuzma in it. I think that one had Kuzma. That's how the money worked. Kuzma went in the deal for Mikal and Cat. It was Kuzma and Giannis. And I think it was maybe another trade, another piece or something like that. Maybe a bad
I know they ain't gonna do that. I just know they ain't gonna do it for Cat. But I'll tell you, if they did though, you getting a better version of Cat, ladies and gentlemen, on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. And I love Cat. I'm a Cat dude, but he ain't Giannis though. The reason why I say he not Giannis, he got to do what Giannis did. Until he do what Giannis did, he ain't Giannis. Giannis got a ring. He took them over. He beat KD them and took it there. You know what I mean? And back in so Giannis is a bona fide. What I love about it, he don't affect how Jalen Brunson get buckets. That's what I like about it with the Giannis thing. That I don't think he's gonna affect the way Jalen Brunson more than Cat, because Cat, like these two dudes is really bucket getters, you know what I mean? Like, and they both got to have the ball. One, if he ain't got this play, the other guy needs it the next time, you know what I mean? So if Brunson ain't scoring, Cat got to score. And sometimes you need guys like Giannis who can get him coming off the fast break. He can get him, But anyway, I don't have a problem with that. I think that defense would be stellar. I think that starting five defense and Jalen Brunson, only person you got to cover for that whole defense, that whole starting lineup is Jalen Brunson. He ain't no slouch. He ain't perfect, but he ain't no slouch. But damn, Giannis, you talking about Wingstop, ladies and gentlemen. Anunoby and Giannis and Deuce McBride. Sharp high. And on top of that, Deuce McBride, when he's a high 3-point shooter. Anunoby shoots good from the 3-point line. Brunson shoots good from 3-point. That was your main 3 shooters.
Right. You got interior presence. You got people that can break out, run up the court, grab the ball from the rebound and run all the way up court and score the basketball. Even in Giannis, and I mean, except for Mitchell Robinson, but Giannis does that. So you got fast pace, you got ball moving. You know what I mean? Yes. Do you miss 3-point shots from Cat? Yes, but you know where you pick it up from? Deuce. You get that immediately from Deuce, and you get the defense. You know what I mean? You get the defense, and you got Mitchell Robinson in there with him, and OG to roam. So now you're shutting down the best defender. You're shutting down the center by putting Mitchell Robinson on there. And who's gonna hold Giannis? And you got one of the most prolific point guards in the East. You know what I mean? And Jalen Brunson. And you got Deuce there growing to being one of the defensive and he's still on a nice small contract, and he got time to get better this summer, even better than he got this year. A more healthy Deuce makes the team a little better in the starting unit, in my opinion.
Yeah, and banging USA. That's the reason why I went with that. That's why I was Giannis. See, it's gonna have to be Giannis, Cat, and Brunson, because number one, Mikal got his extension coming up. Mitchell Robinson got his expiring coming up. And I do not concede the Knicks even think about moving Cat, and they bought that man here from Minnesota, and after all the stuff he went through in his life from New Jersey, that would be a stunner. And I don't think a lot of Knicks fans are going to go for that, except for the ones who really just want. I think you just bring Giannis in here with Towns and Anunoby.
I think that is a damn. I'm not saying that is damn good. What? Giannis with Cat?
You know what you just did?
OG?
You just upgraded. They just upgraded a Giannis and Mitchell Robinson situation to the 10th power.
Do you still in that lineup, Devon? Do you still start Deuce with Brunson?
Yeah.
Or who's your shooting guard?
Deuce.
Okay.
Deuce is a perfect 3-and-D guy for that team, because first of all, he's not commanding or scoring. It'd be Giannis. Giannis, Cat, and Brunson, and Anunoby still be in that in-between guy. But that defense is top notch. I mean, they're not gonna be a team in the NBA who can come down there like that. Number one, I mean, Giannis is that dude on the defense side of basketball. I mean, he's a Mitchell Robinson with freakish shit. I mean, he like we wish Mitchell Robinson was with that. Talking about the muscle mass. I mean, he gets up there. I mean, he ain't the old Giannis, but he's still a terror down there with all that strength. And he a runaway freight train. Him and Jalen Brunson and Anunoby be locking him up with up. I'll tell you, a Deuce McBride, that's Wingstop power. That's Wingstop right there. Giannis, Deuce McBride, and Anunoby is a problem for any wing in the thunder anybody. That's a problem in the NBA. So if no question about it. And I think the Knicks can get him. If he want to come to New York, the Knicks they got enough to get without hurting the team. They literally got a Mitchell Robinson $12 million expiring. They got a 23 Mikal Bridges. That's what, 35. You got to throw somebody else in there or something, or sign a trade or what Mikal anything. You know, I know you'll make it work, but because I know one of them they had Giannis going to New York. It was Mikal going to Spurs, but they had Cat in there. I don't think now. To me, doing that, you're not winning that.
I've seen that one too.
Yeah, you're not. If you got to give up Cat, then why do you used to get Giannis? You want all of them to play together. The purpose of getting Giannis is to add to Jalen Brunson and Cat. That's the reality, because it my man, what's his name? Mikal Bridges is not no damn Giannis Antetokounmpo, ladies and gentlemen. I like Mikal. He ain't no fucking Giannis. But yeah, I love Mitchell Robinson too. The motherfuckers ain't Giannis though. So you forget all that shit. You know why? It's gonna be other teams getting better next year, ladies and gentlemen. There'll be other teams getting better. A lot of other teams going out there to get better next year. Then if we think we got to come back with the same team, I don't think we're gonna do nothing, because we got to upgrade that bench one way or the other, or you need to bring in another dude. But I do think that defense it win it for the Knicks. I think the offense is there. You got a 30-point scorer, and Giannis have like 33 and 12, 33 and 10, something like that. You got Brunson after 25. Two dudes doing the same thing what Cat was doing with a little more. Jalen Brunson and Cat this year was around what 40, 48, 49 between them. I think one of the highest scoring duels, I think around 50. So, but Giannis, if he do his average and Brunson do his average, that's almost 60 points a game, 58 between two dudes, 33 and 25, something like that, or 31, whatever. So, and now you add Anunoby. Now Anunoby might be around 18, 19 because Mikal Bridges, he don't have to worry about Deuce, Mikal shots and Josh Hart shots. So now them become Anunoby shots. So yeah, man, this should be crazy, bro. Listen, that's why I say you got to bring in the right coach to get it done, Shot Powers. Got to bring in the right coach to get it done. But we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting the rest of the way through, man. We'll be locked in all summer long. You know, like I said, we'll be here, man. But like I said, the THIBS news, it is what it is. Thank you, Coach THIBS, you know, for blessing us for 5 years in New York, bringing us back to relevancy in the NBA. Made the Knicks fans be able to go out there 7th Avenue and jump on cars and stand on poles and all that. Because Tom Thibodeau and the New York Knicks put something together that got us. It just didn't get us where we need to go. But he helped give us some good times in New York. You know what I mean? He really did, man. Because y'all know before this year here, it was crazy. Derek Fisher, Jeff Hornacek, Rambis, you name it, man. It was crazy. The man came here, Leon Rose, and brought Tom Thibodeau here, and they helped steer the ship in the right direction. So now we just need somebody to take that ship and take it further. And that's what it's going to be. But, you know, it's crazy news today, man, you know, but understandable. We got some pieces to fill. And now what's interesting to me, ladies and gentlemen, let's see what type of players that's going to be on this team. Because remember, a lot of these guys is Tom Thibodeau type players.
That's a fact, Devon. That is a fact, Devon.
A lot of these guys on here was Tom Thibodeau type players.
Fact.
So you got to have to think about what coach going to come in here. So that means that if you don't know who could get traded up in this joint. You don't know who could get traded. You know,
that is a fact. Mm-hmm. That also I hate to say it out loud, but that also don't take the Grim Reaper out of freaking out of you know what I mean? His name still can pop up too. His name still can pop up as much as a lot of people don't like hearing his name and his age and all this other stuff about him being 37. He could be someone that's viable. You talk about it, you want to shorten your window and give you a better outlook. If he stay healthy, he give you 68 games plus the playoffs. You think, you know, I'm just saying.
And you know what's interesting, ladies and gentlemen, and like I said, I'm not a hyperbole guy, but when you hear it out there, you see if it have any legs to it or if any truth to it. Right. And I'm just talking about, I'm about to tell y'all something. I'm saying that's the reason I'm saying, not because what you're saying, what I'm about to say. When they said Mikal Bridges said that THIBS need to pay the bench more. When Mikal Bridges said something about layup time, people, from what I hear, people in the organization didn't like that.
They
didn't like that. You know what I mean? They did not like that Mikal Bridges, you know, put that out there like that.
Criticized, you know?
Right. Yeah. So, and like I said, that man due for a 4-year, $150 million extension. So that's what? 36, 40, 81,
something like that.
Over 37, 38 million. Do you think the Knicks gonna give that man 4 years, I meant to say, $156 million? That's what you got. That's why we had to look at all this stuff. And though we don't even like to deal with all that crazy, we normally, you know, when we on the show, we deal with the pregame, we deal with what's going on a basketball court, and we deal with what's going on once the game is over. So we don't never really get caught up in our, but being that what happened today, what you try to do is say, well, why did it get the THIBS?
Right.
Why did THIBS get fired? Whether because of this, whether because of that. We just say, hey, you know, we said this and why. So we don't know what happened. I'm not an insider. None of us are insider, but something happened. And I don't think anything had to do with winning. I don't think it had to do with winning. They won. They didn't win the finals, but they won. They were, you know, so what is the reason why they might have thought that, you know, the why did they fire Tibbs? Did they just say, you know what, we kind of go a different way? It has to be something there. I don't think it's just that they fired him because he lost in the Eastern Conference Final. I don't think that's the case. Because not only when you got a record that Tibbs had, you're pretty good in the NBA. Think about this, when the last time Eric Spoelstra won a championship, even though Jimmy Butler got into the finals a couple of times. But how many coaches have won a championship since when the last 10 years? Not many. Two. You got Steve Kerr had like 4 of them. Missoula had one. I mean, it's only like 3 or 4 coaches who won a championship in the last 10 years, I guess, something like that. And Malone, you know what I mean? So it ain't an easy thing to do, man. But Nick, you think there was a disagreement, and that's the case. I mean, like I said, I would like to know. I appreciate that, Nick. Yeah, he think it was a disagreement. So it all comes to the light, sharp hours one day or the other. Then we realize, but right now he's not here no more. We got to see how Nick's gonna go about this thing. But with the players and, like I said, with Lottie God, they built this team around his coaching style. That's why they brought the players in that they brought in, because they brought in the players that he wanted to coach and his style of coaching. So I think that's going to play a part, I guess, when the next coach for sure.
I think so too, Devon. I think similar. I think in the next week to 10 days, maybe 2 weeks, you know what I mean, going into the end of June, I think we're going to know who the coach is. I think before the summer league, I think we'll know who the coach is. I'm really thinking like by next week, we probably going to know who the coach is. I mean, but I'm giving it 2 weeks because it is the summer, and maybe they want to let the playoffs die down and go right after the playoffs and bring right up Nick News right after the playoffs. You know what I mean? So,
who's your sleeper coach?
I really think they're gonna go Malone, but I think my sleeper coach is Bryant. I really think Bryant is the sleeper because right now he's never been a head coach. You know what I mean? He's never been a head coach. And not saying that he can't coach, but he never coached. So I think he's the sleeper coach. I think they'll go with the guys that already have either won something or already have strived to be in the playoffs or something. Like the guy that you talked about in Minnesota. I mean, Milwaukee, Morant's guy, the guy from Morant's team. John,
Jenkins.
I think he's a viable guy that you will like in there. I think Malone is probably the guy that I think is the most closest because he has ties to this. He's part of that tree. You know what I mean? Like you said, he has been and he has won a championship. Mm-hmm. And I think if we bring him here, we're going to go get Joker.
I ain't mad. I think my sleeper coach, I kid you not, my sleeper coach is Jay Wright.
That's the Villanova one, right?
Got the Pope from Villanova. You got the Pope from Villanova, Jay Wright from the Villanova, Josh Hart, Mikhail, my man from Villanova. I'm just tripping, man.
All right, I mean, they're going to get Devo back then. They're going to get Devo back.
Yeah. I you know what? I wouldn't shock me if Jay Wright walked up in here. Tayano got the Luciano, him and my man, he a winner. He a winner. And the man can coach his ass off. He a winner. And he probably got the offense style that'll really turn Jalen Brunson them dudes loose. I wouldn't be mad at Jay Wright at all. Know why I wouldn't be mad at him? Because the man is a winner. He's a winner. He know how to get. He been to the pinnacle, and they might not have been in the NBA, but still, no matter what league, what level you coach on, no matter if you coaching in Pee Wee, whatever, the main goal is to get to the top.
Okay, be the best at that one, right? Mm-hmm.
Him and Jalen Brunson took that shit back, and it won a couple of times. He took it back to back with him.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know what I mean? Yeah, you never know. So it's gonna be interesting out there. We don't know, man.
That's a nice sleeper, though. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's bad. But he would be my sleeper dude because I think. Know why I would say that? Because I know how close Jalen Brunson friendship with Tom Thibodeau and them go. You know what I mean? And who? There's only one coach I can see literally. If they bought Jalen Brunson, okay, I can see that. It's Jay Wright. If Jalen Brunson be like, okay, I love you, Tibbs, but that's my man. You know,
that's my man.
Right. But I don't know who knows how it's gonna be. Janat's a $54 million cap hit. Cap would be traded out. Yeah, that's what I said. Cat, but unless they get somebody else with that, Darren, if John Johnson make 54, but Cat this year make 50 million coming up. I think.
he made like 50. Yeah, he's gonna make
but
like
I don't think Knicks trying to trade Cat though. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, Cat got Tibbs up out of Minnie and he got him up out of New York. So what? Remember that. Last time Tom Thibodeau got fired. Call every Towns on the team he got fired from.
Let that sink in, huh?
Man. But I'm not saying that's the reason why Tibbs got fired. But you also got to remember these little things that it's not about whether Tibbs is right or wrong. When an organization, a couple of games ago, a week ago, or 2 weeks ago, or one playoff game, he sat Cat down that whole thing. That shit didn't rub well with them. You can't sit my man down like that in the second half. I think he left Mitchell Robinson in there, and Cat sat there for a long ass time. I'm not saying that had anything to do with that, but remember, the organization might didn't like that. Not saying Cat probably didn't give a fuck. I'm sitting down resting. I don't care shit, fuck whatever. But that don't mean it looked good though. That don't mean it didn't look good, and it didn't because we were talking. Not we, but platforms was talking about it. You know what I mean? Like I said, we don't do during the game. We just talk about the game because it's a pregame show. But that was out there in other atmosphere, another stratosphere about when Cat got benched and he didn't play at time. That shit probably didn't sit well. Yo, that's my $50 million man right there. So a lot of shit can play into this shit. Who knows? I don't know, but you never know. You never know. I think our coaches wear out his welcome. I think he wear out his welcome with the organization from the style and the way they want to go. I think they feel like 5 years was enough. This team didn't respond the way they needed to. Because I believe what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, to me, my personal opinion, Shot Power, when we beat Boston, we should have beat Indiana. You can't beat the Boston Celtics and don't beat Indiana. I don't give a shit what nobody say. You can't beat the reigning defending champ, no Tatum in the last couple of years or not. How you going to beat the Celtics? Bonafide. And you lose to them. I don't care what y'all think about the Indiana Pacers. Like I said, one for that game one, this might be Tibbs still might have a job. If one for game one, he still might have a job. Because the series would have went different. But it didn't, so who knows? Who knows? I don't know, Shot Powell. I'm only speculating, man. But I can see them variables. I can see them variables in there. I can see the variables in there.
Crazy.
Yeah. Yep. For real, man. Yeah, my man. Yeah, that's what it is for me, man. All the variables, they all within there. And that's part of not only what goes on the court, but what goes off the court. And what goes off the court is something that happened on the court. It translates to it's the locker room. Then from the locker room, they might have said, why Tibbs wait so late to do the start of the switch? You know what I mean? Why you wait to this game to put Mitchell Robinson? We should have did it. Remember, I said I was calling for it at the beginning of the playoffs. Start Mitchell Robinson. So a lot of that shit gonna factor in the way they think. They think like we do. They take all the variables. That's what we do. We just take it all. Them dudes do the same thing we do. They sit down, look at the pros and cons, peaks and valleys, the plus and minuses. That's all they do. And they reevaluate that shit. Like, you know what? That's what they make their decisions off of. That's what people in business do. Make business decisions. Knicks made a business decision today, ladies and gentlemen. Basically, to make a long story short, they made a business decision today, Shop House. There you go.
There's no doubt about that, Divine. There's no doubt. Today was a power move, man, and let's see how powerful the move is going to be. Mm-hmm. And I'm waiting to see. It's going to make it more interesting for the summer. It definitely is going to be a lot to talk about.
Yeah. We'll be here, man. We're going to get out in a few minutes, but we'll be here talking about it, man. We just want to get in and get it from a Nick's Real Talk perspective and see what everybody else thought of the chat was. I'm not on YouTube, Nick, Brother B. That's why I couldn't get the thing up there, man. The poll. I apologize for that. I'm not on YouTube right now, but Shop Powers, not mad at it. Understand it very well. Don't have no problem with it. Let me put it like that way. I like what Tibbs did for our organization, but I'm a player and a coach accountability holder, and I think they held kids accountable just like we got to hold Tibbs got to hold them players accountable too. Everybody get held accountable, and if Leon Rose, he got held accountable probably by James Dolan, and James Dolan get held accountable by the fans. The ticket buyer, the people, the guy who on the board and all that. So everybody got a boss. You know what I mean? I think Tom Thibodeau bosses felt like it was enough. Gotta let you go. None of it to get your pink slip, whatever the fuck. You still give them out, and but I'm definitely interested to see who they're gonna bring in here. And we'll talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be on not next week. I'm going on vacay, but if something pop off, it is what it is. It won't be all the news you get down, but I hop on. I get the thing going on over there. Salute to the chat too, Chris Cream. What's good? I think chat pop. We'll see how this thing translates. It's gonna be a crazy off season. I think once the smoke settles and the dust clears, we find out who the coach is. Everything else will tell you. A lot of that shit will tell you what direction they're going. See, because the coach will tell you everything.
Facts.
Who the player's gonna be, what type of players he want, if this player fits your system, or whatever the case may be. And I think once they get to that level, once they get that coach, if there's gonna be any trades, it'll be because that coach needs this type of player. So
that's gonna make a major difference. There's no doubt about that. Tom Thibodeau, it's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Tom Thibodeau, thank you once again. Divine, thank you for letting me get back on here to sing my broken karaoke song right there. And as soon as the shoe drop, we'll be back on. You know what I mean? It'll be in the next couple of days. Don't be surprised, man. Things is happening fast for the Knicks. And like Divine said, the sooner we find out the coach, the sooner we find out who's going to really be here or who's going to make a move. Let's get it.
Yeah. I was telling Shaw Powell, the New York Knicks was on a soprano shit this morning.
Man.
Woke up this morning, got yourself a gun.
Yeah. Got yourself
clack
on them. Yeah, they clack on something today.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, they definitely went on their soprano shit. They woke up this morning and said, we getting ourselves a gun. Tibbs, we got to fire, bro. So, it is what it is. Salute to Tom Thibodeau, man. Thank you, Coach Tibbs, for the 5 years you've been here, man. Help make us relevant, man. Thank you for your whole time being with the Knicks organization when you were the assistant coach. Just thank you for everything, but it was just time for the Knicks to move on. So we get it, but thank you, though. You know what I mean? Thank you. You know what I mean? We appreciate you giving us some relevancy since 2020, 21. You bought it from a dark place in Gotham City, bro, before you got here. We was in a dark place, ladies and gentlemen. The Joker was running all over Batman, all over Gotham. Because our team was jokes. Our team was jokes. The Joker was, but Tom Thibodeau brought the Dark Knight up in this joint and cleaned this shit up. And but salute to Tom Thibodeau, man. Thank you, Coach, for making us relevant, my man. You know what I mean? We appreciate that for real. Because, like I said, before you got here, we wasn't worth a dime.
That's a fact.
We weren't worth a dime. We ain't been in the playoff in 8-9 years. Couldn't sniff anything right. You came in and help. You can't help add on and bring it to the first time in the Eastern Conference Finals in 25 years. 250 win back-to-back season says a lot about you. You left a winner. You didn't win the big one, but you left a winner. When the smoke settled, the dust cleared, ladies and gentlemen. Red Holtzman, Pat Riley, Jeff Van Gundy, and Tom Thibodeau. That's it. So, let us think he might not have been the guy we wanted in the end, but you got to give him his flowers for what he did for us, because we wasn't worth a damn. We wasn't worth jack. Derek Fisher was fighting my man, and then they doing this. Rambis doing that. I mean, oh my God, this shit. Fizdale doing this, that, taking cats out to the ball game at the beginning of the season, trying to get your ass in that gym and put the work in. Tom Thibodeau made them boy get in the gym, put the work in. You know what I mean? Them other coaches wasn't doing that. Tom Thibodeau made them cats get in the gym and held them accountable and said the magic was in the work. And you know what it did? It gave Julius Randle a bag. It gave RJ a bag. It gave Brunson a bag. It gave Mitchell Robinson a bag. All THIBS players got bags because they improved under him. One day you might like the way his coaching style, but you better not never say he ain't developed no players. Everybody went on and got good. Deuce and Bryant still on the Knicks. Got him a little bag. Because when they put in the work, he made them put in the work. And it translated to wins. It translated to wins, ladies and gentlemen. And so if anything I want to miss about that man, he made our players better. But what I think it is now, because I think the players that we trying to get now, they already better. That's why the Giannis's names is out there. That's why the all these names out there, because he done got them better. But now we don't want to. They trying to go get somebody who already there. Say, Tibbs ain't got to develop this dude. He already got skills. You know what I mean? So salute to him. You know what, Shop Powers? Let's get it, man. We talk about tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen in the chat. Salute to
one more thing, Divine.
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
For everybody who thought about firing Tom Thibodeau, you got your wish. Just remember that. Let's hope that we get somebody that can be better than Tom Thibodeau, because I don't want to hear you coming on talking about, oh, we need to fire this guy. We should have kept Tom Thibodeau. I don't want to hear none of that. Don't second guess yourself. All right, that's all I had to say, Divine.
Hey, Chris, I'm going to tell you why. The only reason you got to put KD name in there, Chris, is real talk. Number one, he got a $50 million expiring. I would take a 1 year, $50 million Kevin Durant over Mikal Bridges and Mitchell Robinson any day. Any day of the week, all day, every day. The Slim Reaper is that dude for 1 year. 27, 28 a game, shooting 40 from downtown, 50 from the floor, don't miss, can get it against anybody in the league. I understand that, but it's 1 year. 1 year. You know what that means? You ain't got to give Mikal 104 years, 100. You don't have to give Mikal 4 years, $150 million. You put that with Mr. Roberts and somebody else, you got KD for 1 year. You get $50 million off the books. Think about that. I like Mikal Bridges. I like Mikal Bridges. Let me tell you, I like Mikal Bridges. And I'm a big Mitch homer, but them motherfuckers ain't no Kevin Durant. Let's not get it twisted. I understand LeBron still doing it at his age. Chris Paul still doing it at his age. Kevin Durant still doing it at his age. Giannis them still doing it at their age. These dudes is ballers, man. They ballers. Only reason Phoenix Suns didn't go nowhere because they did the same thing the Knicks did. They put all that money in that starting lineup and didn't do their bench. They had no bench. They did the same thing the Knicks did, and that's the only reason they didn't go nowhere, because they were literally three players: Bradley Beal, Durant, and Booker. Yeah. And everybody else was just like the Knicks, $2 million players all across the board, $2 million players. But make no mistake about it. His efficiency, his PER is so damn high compared to Mikal, them it ain't even funny. His PER is crazy. But listen, that dude get it from anywhere. 7 foot, he is 7 foot shooting Mitchell Robinson, ladies and gentlemen. What? With no defense. I mean, he played defense, I mean, not no defense, but not Mitchell Robinson's defense, but his length, his skill. This dude is the Slim Reaper. Like that for 1 year. $50 million. That means the next year, you let him walk. You go sign whoever the hell you want to. You don't think, let me ask you a question, Shot Power. Mitchell Robinson, do you think Mitchell Robinson, Cat, Anunoby, the Slim Reaper, Deuce Bryan, and Jalen Brunson don't get you to the finals and win it?
I already said that his name is even more relevant now because of that 1 year window. You really want to push the button. You want to get an offensive. This team is not a defensive minded team like Tom Thibodeau is used to coaching. Mm-hmm. You put KD, and I'm not a KD lover. I mean, I remember when he tried to throw in the bottle and doing all that stuff, but his parameter of scoring and getting the ball in the basket is unquestionable. Unquestionable. Would I let him come over here for 1 year for $50 million?
Yeah, you got to do that, man.
You know what I mean? Shrink that $50 million, like you said, about $50 million on aspiring. Let him walk if you want to walk. See if you can get another $50 million contract from somebody else. We'll take that last one.
But you know what? It's gonna be somebody after KD who's gonna come on the market. Hypothetically, it's gonna be another person who I don't know who contract is up by then. But you can go either you can get one dude or you can get three dudes. 50
right. And we ain't got no trade chips because because of Mikal. So it is what it is, man. If we got to do something like that, it's something to be talked about because it is possible. These are the things that are things that could happen. Not that we're looking at it, not that we want it, but these are things that make you go,
Yeah. So. Hey, Chris, I do think I like Deuce McBride there, Chris. reason why I like Deuce McBride there because he's definitely 3-and-D. His defense is better than Josh Hart's number one. He shoot the 3 ball better than Josh Hart, number one. And I think because he's not gonna have to be worried about, we don't have to worry about him wanting the ball to be a primary score. He's like a 3, he's standing in the corner, the ball come there. But I do like about it, he could bring the ball on court with Jalen Brunson. When another ball handler, he might not be great, but one thing I do like about Deuce McBride, he don't get turned over too much. You know what I mean? He's not a great point guard, but he do know how to keep control of that ball up all the way up the court till we get in the sets. I like him near Chris over Josh Hart because, first of all, that's only $3 million. And I think he compliments Jalen Brunson in that backcourt. And then, but no matter whoever it is, Giannis or KD or whoever is available that can make us bring us over the top, I do like if you have to give up Mikal, if you have to give him. I'm not saying Nick's going to give him up, ladies and gentlemen, but I do believe if they're going to give up anybody, it would be him. Before Anunoby, before Brunson, before Cat, I think they'd give him up. He'd be the first one because number one, he not physical like that in the way the Knicks play basketball. Number one, Knicks bully ball type dudes. Mikal is a finesse dude. Don't get to the line a lot because he's a midi shooter. So does that could play into the part too? You know what I mean? If you take away his game and put Deuce McBride there, that means Anunoby get more shots. You know what I mean? And Anunoby deserved more shots because that cat, I think he had a really good season for the Knicks. I really do. I think he had a good season for the Knicks. So I think Anunoby, Brunson, and Cat, Shot Powers, if that was my core 3 right there next year and go around that, I'm good with it. I really am. If you tell me Brunson number 1, Cat number 1 or number 2, whatever, and Anunoby, them your 3 dogs, and you put the right 2 years, let me repeat it, whether it's Mitchell Robinson or whoever, or if they're not there, you put somebody else there. But if not, I think if we keep the whole team, we got to upgrade the bench. Let me put it like that. Even if we keep Mikal, keep everybody we got, but we got to upgrade that bench, though. Because that's what kind of killed it this year. You know what I mean? The bench killed it. If it wasn't for that bench, Tom Thibodeau will still be coaching. We wouldn't be on right now. They probably getting ready for the OKC Thunder. But our bench wasn't there this year, so and it reared its ugly head in the playoffs to a degree. Even the last game, Shop House real quick. Remember, man, I like Dylan Wright, but damn, them open threes wasn't popping though. Bricks. So I don't know, man. I see, but I do think I like this team, man. We achieved a lot this year. I'm happy with this team, man. I really am. I don't give a shit. We don't trade nobody, but we just gotta upgrade that team. We just gotta upgrade it. You know what I mean? I agree. Just upgrade that team. Give us some bench power, man, and we'll see how it goes, man. Shop House, give me a last word, man. I know we could do this all night, but I know we got things to do in the morning. So, but I just wanted to make sure I responded to Chris, some of her chats and everything, and everybody else. But let's see who it goes, man. Let's see how this thing goes, man. That's all.
That's it, Divine, man. We'll be on, and the next hot take will be on, man. We're gonna go on a little hiatus. Divine, hit me up when you're ready. Salute to the family in the chat. Let's talk about it. Let's get it.
Salute to everybody. Thank y'all for coming in, everybody, man. Listen, man, y'all enjoy your summer until the next time we see you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy y'all summer. Be safe out there, Sister Chris. Queens Court affiliation in the building. BS Chris, thank you. Yeah, Crim's dad, everybody. Good to see all you guys, man. Ladies and gentlemen, Queen Darlene, Rasul, everybody. Good to see y'all again, man. We didn't think we'd see y'all this early, but I was gonna set something up for Friday, but what a better day to come in knowing what happened out there in the NBA. Crim's dad, I didn't see that chat, but Rondo, that's interesting. That's interesting right there. Crim's dad, I did not see that. That's interesting. Really, thank you for that, man.
Yeah, for the coach, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I seen that.
Yeah.
I gotta go clean up.
Peace, my man. I see you, my brother.
You already, man. Hit me up. You already.
I will, my bro. Yep. Let me get this in and get this in and get this in, and we gonna be out.
Peace.
Peace, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, be safe. Enjoy, man. We'll see y'all in the next episode, man. Make sure y'all hit that like, subscribe for your boys. Tell a friend over the summer. Thank you to my man Jabir who subscribed to the show today, man. Real talk. I was happy.
Thank you,
my man Jabir, about saying that right. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel early today. Everybody, peace. We out, man.
We about to hit you with the recap like Aaron Judge with a bat, because we touching on facts, and plus we up in these hats. It's Nick's Real Talk, and we cut from a different cloth. We cook a Nick broth with a different sauce. We bubble like a hot pot in the kitchen. We dripping on the surface, spitting verses with these bars and b-ball. Cause no matter how far the stars, we see y'all like a telescope. You can tell it's dope by the way we unveil these news and notes. Check the box score, a top score, knocking down shots. Plus we got a lock for 48 minutes, putting on the clinic. The Cat Lieutenant, they entered the winner. The game is over. We trooping in our temples like soldiers and train the planes, the Range Rover. I'm getting up and over the list. We on the BQE and we maneuvering swift. Say Tokyo, but you know we can drift. Cause the pokey be on the low, so you know our flow had to shift. We about to be out in a few. No doubt next time we see you to be on a game preview. It's Nick's Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Nick shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride. It's Nick's Real Talk and we a vibe. We get it poppin' every day and every night. We on that Nick shit and you know we about to vibe. So let's ride. So let's ride.